Well, hello there and welcome back. Well, it's 1 o'clock, so we have a bit of a treat in store because we have our second hour with not only Pink Frog Crafts, but we've also got fabulous Claire is back again. How you doing?
Good afternoon. I'm good, thanks.
Good. Now, I'm glad you've joined us again because we were very busy in the earlier hour this morning, very early this morning, I have to say. But also at 9 o'clock, I suppose it's not that early really, is it? But yeah, to some people it will be. But anyway, busy hour because you were showing us lots of different techniques and ideas behind kind of basic elements which we've got within the show that have been cut to a specific size, one of your favourite sizes.
Yeah, so 10.5 by 30 will basically make a top fold A6 card, but you can do a whole load of other folds as well.
I love it. And we've got lots of different styles of card to work with. We've also got things like this one here, which we've got is our bumper bundle, and this is one of our 7-day savers. So this was launched at 8 o'clock on Sunday morning, and indeed will be available right the way through until 8 o'clock next Sunday, if stock permits us to run that long. Because sometimes what can happen, the popularity of a particular 7-day saver can mean that it sells out before we get to the second Sunday, and you find yourself missing out. So if you want to get involved with this one, then please do. You have got your 10.5 by 30, and this is key because that long length that you've got there, 30 is nice and easy for you to actually divide up to do your fancy folds and your different cuts. If you're looking at a standard A4, you're looking at 29.7, which isn't so easy to do the maths with.
It's not so easy, and if ever I use that, I have to cut a bit off to even try and score it in half. This has really made my card making so much easier. I love it.
So there you go. You can see it's really good weight as well. You've got 300 GSM with this one. You're going to get 320 sheets with this one, approximately. I think it's done by weight with regards to that one. So you've got coming alongside it is your instruction sheet. So lots of ideas, lots of inspiration to get started. There's all sorts of fabulous things that you could be creating, and you can see there all those dimensions helping you along the way. Works out just 5p per sheet, so very affordable way for you making cards if you're fundraising for charity, and lots of you stocking up on this one. This is one of those items that is worth stocking up on because when you start to see some of the things that you can create, one of my favourites is this little album that you've got here. It means that you can go on and create these over and over again, and these are brilliant. Now do jump ahead because we've got some fabulous other card bases for you to work with, but you can see these are all just trimmed to size. I think, is it half of the page just trimmed to the instructions
there? The instructions for the little memory book come with any of the card stock that is 10.5 by 30. You do get the A6 memory book instructions with it.
So what a brilliant idea. I mean, that could be a little guest book if you've got a special occasion going on, or it might be a little photo book. But that's just one of those projects. So you can understand why it's a popular bundle. But of course, super smooth means that you can use it in so many different ways. Did somebody turn the lights out then? Did it go back? Not sure. Anyway, we've stuck another 50p in the meter, so we're all right for a bit longer. So with your Super Smooth, don't forget you can use it in lots and lots of different environments. So stamping on it, blending your colours with these. You can even use it for some of your basic watercolour techniques. It will be coping with that. All sorts of different ways. Die cutting as well, it's perfect, isn't it?
Yeah, it's great for die cutting, construction. It embosses through like an embossing folder really well. You can heat emboss on it. You can use your alcohol markers on it as well.
And it's one of those ones, it's a nice go-to. So if you're, sometimes you can have white card of dubious origin, shall we say, that you don't know whether it's watercolour card, you don't know whether it's good for stamping, you don't know whether you can use it for whatever technique you're looking at using. But most of the time when it's Pink Frog Crafts, you know, especially with your Super Smooth, it's one of those ones that you want to get hold on. So with this particular one, we're getting very, very busy. Now, Claire, you mentioned about the folds that you get to learn.
Yeah.
Should we have a look at one of those straight away?
Yeah, let's have a quick look at a couple of them. So obviously, first of all, if you just want to fold it in half, straight down at 15, but again, you haven't had to, you know, cut a bit off, and that will go either landscape or, you know, I love a top fold card, I really do. But then we've got our Z fold, so it's on our instructions, we score at 15 and 7.5. And again, the folds are just so easy and they're there. You know,
measuring, just use your boards.
Yeah, if you haven't got a board, you can do it with, you know, on your trimmer, if you've got a score tool that'll fit in it, or, you know, ruler and a pencil
Put little markings down,
but so this time we go at 7.5. And so we don't have to remember more measurements. If you just turn it round and just do 7.5 from each end, and that'll give you a beautiful gatefold.
Oh, that's a nice little style.
Yeah.
Look at that.
That's really
Beautiful.
cute. And then we've got one of my favourites is the side gatefold. That's the one that we did this morning. And if we score at 10 and 25... and that one will that'll go either way. So I tend to have the bigger bit on that side.
That's a nice idea.
But you can, if you want to,
It's almost like a square on one side
way.
then, isn't it?
Yeah, and then you can panel and put different words on it. And then the other one, which you would put in the middle of a normal card, so you'd score 1 at 15, and then the next one you would score at 7.5, 15 and 22.5, and this will give you a little pop-out card. So you could put like an aperture in this, but that would fold.
And they come together.
That just does that, yeah.
Brilliant idea.
So yeah, those are kind of your basic folds. It has got the like we said, it's got the A6 memory book, and we're going to do a frame in the next demo.
I love it. Now, I've got a few of those kind of card bases decorated up. Using the Super Smooth, of course, you can use it for so many different mediums with things like your oxides, sturdy enough for you to create apertures with if you're wanting to, and of course, you've got your tent fold there. And again, lots and lots of different ideas, different techniques, ways that you can use this one over and over again. So please join a lot of crafters out there who are stocking up on this one for just £16.99p. 338-879 if you're liking the look of those. Now, before you check out your basket, something else I think you're going to want to add into your basket is this next item, because this is a bundle of beautiful cardstock, which is one of the most useful to have in your stash. You've got that mirror-like finish with regards to these. So you've got not only your gold mirror card, but also your silver mirror H with regards to these. Now, these are pre-cut, so they cut to that 10.5 centimetre width again. So if I show you one of those alongside this, you'll see that it's perfectly lined up, so exactly the same width with regard to that. So perfect if you're wanting to use it straight away for your matting and layering. Folds halfway along as well, so perfectly cut. You don't have to do anything, you don't have to trim it, but equally so, if you do want a little bit of that white cardstock showing through, you can trim it. Now, you've got two different weights with regards to this one. So 320 GSM with regards to your gold mirror, and then your silver mirror H is 260 GSM, and you're going to get 80 sheets of each of those for £10.99, Claire.
I know. I caught him on a really good day when we were putting this show together, and I was like, "Can I have gold and silver together?" And
you twisted his arm.
Took a bit of work. I promised to pack some parcels, and he said, "Go on then."
Ah, there you go. That's the way. So if you fancy getting hold of that one, please do. Can I just mention another bundle that we've got as well? So if you do like your gold mirror card, got another bundle that you might like to consider. So this is where you've got larger cuts. So you've got your A5, and you've also got the regular cut that we've just been looking at with your A6 there. £9.99. You're going to get 40 of the larger, 80 of the smaller, but again, £9.99. So that's another nice one, perhaps, to add in alongside it. So 351978 if you like in the look of that one. Now, of course, we were looking at our 7-day saver, beautiful white, bright white Super Smooth. But what about when you sometimes want an alternative? Maybe you're doing something a little more vintage. Well, this is the perfect one for you because it is an ivory tone. Absolutely beautiful to work with. And of course, it's your true ivory. Now, that true word is quite key, isn't it, with this?
It is. It means a couple of things. So all of our true ranges mean that it's that same colour all the way through.
Okay.
It also means it'll be that colour all the time. So whether you buy true ivory this week or next week, it's always the same colour. And it's also acid and lignin free as well. So you can use it for any of your kind of scrapbooking memory books.
Maybe one of the memory books that you've chosen from your instructions. Now, it comes with the instructions again, doesn't it?
It does, yeah.
And can I just mention, if you are going for this one, do treat yourself to that gold, because look at that alongside there, isn't it beautiful? So whichever way you're working with this one, whether you're using it at the back or whether you're using it on the front, you can see certainly works with it. And of course, don't forget, that is exactly the same width, 10.5 centimetres. It's by 15, which means you can use it for your halfway point if you're folding your cards in half using your unscored card. So if you like the look of those, then do pop that one into your basket. £10.99, 843954. Instantly, don't check your basket out just yet, because we've got more colours that will work alongside these as well. And these are brilliant because you've got duos with these. So 2 colour tones in different packs. This one, we were talking about the Jubilee. day next year, all red, white and blue. We're going to be seeing those colours a lot, aren't we?
Definitely, and I think you came up with, you know, it'd be great for doing like paper bunting, and could do rosettes, or if you were going to do a street party, it'd be great to do invitations on them.
Well, I think the width of these, I mean, these are perfect for like your bunting, where you undo your triangles or just literally cut it in half and just use them as like little rectangles.
And then red, not far off Valentine's Day.
Oh, there you go. So you
So-
completely passed me by Valentine's. Never thought about that one. Went straight to the Jubilee. So, yeah, if you're wanting to get hold of yours, again, brilliant colour combinations. That blue is absolutely beautiful, striking blue with those. 290 GSM, both of those, brilliant weight. And again, with this one, do consider your gold. I know I keep mentioning it, but it just works so well. I mean, the silver alongside the blue, absolutely perfect. I love those alongside each other. And I have to say, it's kind of Christmas, isn't it? Red and gold. Put the red and the gold together and straight away you've got a lovely combination there. So do make sure you're treating yourself to those smaller pieces that we've been touching on as well. So 667-729, that is getting you both of your gorgeous blue and your red. And of course, it's true red, true blue, which means that, of course, as you heard from our lovely Claire there, you can use these acid and lignin free, and that colour goes right the way through. So no white core with those either. If you fancy those, pop those ones into your basket. But this is a nice combination, especially if you've gone for the ivory when we were looking at it a few moments ago, because this has got that more muted tone, a little bit of a vintage feel to this one.
Yeah, vintage, great for kind of anything that you put in like nature type images on, and maybe more masculine kind of images as well. So if you're going for more kind of like trees and things like that, they work really well.
Like that one. Also, if you've gone for the ivory, this is another one that I would add in, because I think the ivory works alongside both the brown as well as the green as well. And equally so, the gold, I think, would work with these too. So do make sure you're adding in that gorgeous ivory bundle that we've been talking about. But this bundle that we're looking at the moment is that gorgeous green and that beautiful brown, as you can see there. Double-sided colour going right the way through to the core. So if you fancy getting hold of those, then do please pop those ones into your basket at £10.99. Incredibly affordable. Lots of you stocking up on your goodies at the moment, which I think is a brilliant idea as well. Oh, that's not going to stay, is it? Oh, I'll mess about with that in a minute. 548397. Now, another kind of pantry favourite for your crafty cupboard is your black. Now, this is your true black cardstock. So again, it's colour on both sides of these, going right the way through to that true core. Again, acid and lignin free. We use black so often, don't we, in so many different projects?
We do, and for me, it's got like lots of uses, but can give you quite a contemporary look.
Yes,
it'll make other colours pop. Yeah, just lots of things, really.
And I think that's the thing, because very often we'll see different demonstrations and people will create projects, but then they always put a little bit of black card behind it, don't they, to make it to pop out. But of course, might be that you're using and taking advantage of that dark colour tone, because what you're creating is going to sit beautifully on top of there. And of course, it's a great one to have as a backdrop when you've got something bright to pop at the front there as well. And again, I mean, look amazing. But I'm going to mention, do make sure you're getting that gold, because when you put the gold and the black together, oh my goodness, what a classy look. If you like the look of this particular bundle, then again, it's the same size as the bundles that we've been just looking at, 10.5 centimetres by 30, 280 GSM and 80 sheets for just £10.99. So make sure you're treating yourself to these. We don't regularly see these size bundles with the dimensions, so take advantage while you've got the chance. Keep a note of the item numbers as well, because I think you might want to revisit these as well. 992163. Talking about revisiting, the website is the perfect place to go for that, because not only have we got our brand section that you can go to at any time, when you look on the website during a live show, you'll see all the different products that we are bringing to you. We don't always get the chance to look at them individually. Some of the popular items from the last hour were those amazing glitter cardstocks there. Oh, you loved those during the last hour as well. And it's a really good price, because you've got 40 sheets there of your 170 GSM for just £9.99. Yep, you heard that right. Absolutely beautiful. And again, if you want your weightier cardstock, we have got that available for just £1 more. And they are beautiful colour tones. Maybe some variants with regards to them. We're not talking about like varying the colours and taking completely different colours. It's kind of the gradient and the production of these, really, isn't it? Sometimes they're slightly different.
It is. So all glitter card starts out silver, and then we put colour on top of it to get the exact colour we want. And because we sell exact colours, if at the beginning of the run, that can be a little bit just
sometimes
not 100%
doesn't
our
meet
gold.
your grading.
It doesn't. So basically, these are the just not quite right colours, but there is a beautiful
Nothing wrong
colour
with them at
palette.
all.
And they're colours that I don't think you'd find anywhere, you know, kind of that burnt orange glitter card, I think is
You
fabulous.
probably couldn't manage to replicate it, could you?
No.
Now, if you're wanting to get hold of your bumper bundle of 40 sheets in either your 285 GSM, which is at the side of your screen, details for this particular one that I've got here, it's got more of that fluid feel. We're going to change those details around because this one is £9.99. So if you're wanting the lighter weight, which is your 170 GSM, then by all means do take advantage using the details on your screen. But if you want something weightier, then the bottom of the screen is the detail that you will need. So I'm at 978308 if you're wanting to get hold of this version, and then just for £1 more you have got your slightly weightier at 285 GSM featuring there 323828 if you're wanting those. Now we can come back over to you now, if that's okay, Claire.
It is. So I promised I'd make a frame card, so let's do it.
Let's do it, yeah.
So instructions come, they're written really well. I think Hazel did these ones, so thank you very much. So basically it says to make the frame, it tells us exactly what we need and how to cut it, and I've gone ahead and cut it.
I love that.
So
it's like a chocolate brown, isn't it? That
This is the
gorgeous.
brown, yes. This is the one that's in the brown and the green set. So I've cut my pieces. So I've cut a piece that is 5.5 by 16. So I have 2 of those. I've already done the others. And this one is 5.5 by 11.5.
Okay.
And then we just score it as per the instructions. So we score it at 0.5 centimetre, 1.5, 3 and 4. We turn it. We score at 1 centimetre and 2.5, but just down to the second line.
Oh, right, okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
At that point, we need to find some scissors, and we just cut along that score line that just goes part way in.
Okay.
At that point, we join up that to the next score line on a diagonal.
Right, okay.
And then this just makes a little tiny tab, and we get rid of that end piece. So basically, you'll end up with 4 pieces, 2 long ones
bits.
and 2 short
Okay.
bits that look like that. Let's pop the board away, out the way.
And I'm guessing once you've made a couple of them, you kind of get into the swing of it, don't you?
You really do.
And can you make them kind of any size once you know how to do the ends?
Yeah, once you get your head round it.
Okay.
There's probably some knocking about somewhere, but we make like out of the bigger card stock, we've made really big ones.
Right.
I did a big wedding one out of like 15 by 42s, which was pretty
worth
big.
knowing, isn't it?
So at this point, we've got these pieces. I've just put a little bit of red liner tape. So this is our 3mm red liner tape, the really skinny one. And you just put that on that little edge, bring that in. And basically you make tubes.
Oh, okay.
So you will end up with 2 long, 2 small tubes. So I'm going to grab these. And what I've done with these is I've sprayed them with the copper spray from the Pearly Winks
the Pearly
Christmas
Winks bundle? Yes.
Yeah. So I'll show
So this is a set of 4, isn't it?
It is. I'll spray one of these so you can see it happening.
Lovely.
Grab a piece of card. So with these, always just shake them side to side to get that mica moving, and then just give it a bit of a spray.
Oh, look at that.
And it's beautiful. So you can probably see it a little bit. There
Oh,
you
wow.
go.
My goodness, look.
It's absolutely beautiful.
That is gorgeous.
And the copper works so well with the brown
Doesn't it
as
just?
well.
Yeah, gorgeous.
So I'm going to leave the wet bit down there. So here's 4 of our tubes. So like I say, 2 long and 2 short. And now we're just going to join them up as though we're making kind of like a snake, really. Again, I use double-sided tape just to join them together. And we'll join them together first, and then we'll turn them into a frame. Get the... Oh, I've already taken the tab off, that's why I can't take it off. So when you're doing these ones, do make sure that you go short, long, short, long.
Okay.
That's
And is that red liner tape? Did you
It
say you
is,
got
yeah.
that?
So this is now, I've gone on to the 6mm. So I used the 3mm for the really skinny bit inside.
Right, yeah.
And then on these tabs, I just use a little bit of 6mm to hold it in place.
Okay.
And it's because it'll give me that instant grab
Wonderful. Now I've got a lovely bundle because you've got all the different sizes featuring here. Your 6, your 3, your 6, your 9 and your 12. You've got 120 metres in total. Now each one of these has got 30 metres on there. So if you equate this to, sometimes you'll get about 5 metres on a roll. So it's kind of like 6 of those rolls within one. But I love that because you can instantly see the different sizes there. And it's not like you've got to try and find loads of different rolls or tap all over the place. They're all there and together, aren't they?
They're brilliant. And it is good to have all the widths because you'll just use them for different projects. Now all I'm doing, I'm using a little bit of our EVA in our non-clog glue bottle, and I'm just bringing that together. I've got one more tab to stick here.
The EVA glue, I think this is brilliant because it's almost like the adhesive version of your super smooth card because you can use it in so many different ways.
It is, and putting it into your non-clog glue bottles, just brilliant. I use so much less glue now, and I'm quite a clumsy crafter. I can be like quite messy, you know, like get glue in the wrong places. So the great thing about the non-clog glue is I make much less mess with it. So remember housekeeping, and the reason we do this is we don't want any glue stuck in here, so because obviously we don't want the lid to stick to the
And the EVA can go straight in there, you don't have to dilute it down or anything.
Yeah, we don't dilute it at all, literally. This has now got its little nozzle on it. Open that, pop that in, that's it.
Perfect. Yeah. I love it. Details on the screen if you are wanting those little bottles as well. They're very useful to have. You can see you've got 2 different sizes with regards to those, but they're both coming to you for just £13.99. 603282 if you need that item number.
So we need a card blank. So I've just, again, 10.5 by 30 folded in half. And then I've taken some of our glitter card and paper. So some of this is paper and some of it is card because I like the colours. So what I'm going to do to make this really quick to stick down is I'm going to use some red liner tape and just put it all over. But probably only need a little bit on here. I'm going to put this on my card base. Go.
Just around the edge there, perfect.
Yeah, and we'll put a piece down the middle as well. To one side. So we've gone for one of the wider ones there. I think that's your 9mm. Make sure it's stuck down and then you'll be able to peel your covers back. There you go.
Wonderful.
And then I would just do this. I mean, you can use your mat a little bit to help you line it up, but we're going to put the frame over it, so it doesn't have to be
I see, right,
perfectly exact. Apart from that, is completely unstraight. But we'll, you know what, let's go...
turn it into a feature.
I was going to say, we'll go jaunty. I can cope with jaunty. That's going to be a bit long, but we'll trim it off at the bottom. That's not a problem.
That's a good use of the card.
So, because you're putting the frame over it, you don't have to worry too much about whether it meets the edges or not. And I'm going to use this just for speed, actually.
Okay. Lovely.
And that will pop on. And I'm actually going to stand it up. I know you can't really see that, but I just want to get that bottom bit lined up.
Right,
so it stands flat. There you go.
That's a good point, because that's what's going to make content with your table, isn't it?
Yeah. So sometimes just use your mat, really, just to help you.
That's a very nice effect.
So we're going to use some clay. Now, I did manage to bring the wrong colour clay with me, but that's all right. You'll still get the idea. And luckily, I've got some I've already made. So this is just some air dry clay. I wanted to show you that you can use your stamps with it, because I think sometimes we forget. And this also makes a lovely little rolling pin. So all I'm doing is just rolling this clay out.
Fabulous. Oh, I'm intrigued.
Probably a little bit thick, but it will do for demonstration purposes. So I've just got a little cookie cutter.
Okay, right.
So we will just cut a couple of hearts out.
Oh.
and pop that out. If it's a bit messy, just tuck it. The great thing about air dry clay is it's so easy to manipulate.
Very forgiving, isn't it?
Yeah. There you go. Might get one more out of that yet. That'd be great. So just tuck those edges in.
Lovely.
Should we get a third one? Oh yeah, we will get a third
Go
one.
Go for it.
It's like making your Christmas, making your mince pies when you try and make your pastry go as far as possible. There you go. So what I'm going to do is so this is our Textures 3 stamp set.
Oh,
so
now we'll have a look at these stamps in a few moments.
These stamps are fabulous.
Brilliant combinations,
I'm
some fabulous
going to bring them in so you can see them. And these just make great texture on these little kind of elements. Okay. So all I've done is I've taken the one that's like a brick wall or pebbles.
Right.
And I'm just going to press that into the clay. And I don't know whether you can see that detail.
Oh, wow, yeah. Oh, hold that still. Look at that.
So,
gosh, lots of texture going on there.
Yeah, I've loved playing with this.
Beautiful.
It's brilliant. And the other one, there's a couple that look really nice. So the lines give quite a kind of modern, dynamic look. Mm-hmm. Just peel that off. Which way do we go?
So you've done an impression with that. I mean, could you actually ink up the stamp and use it as well?
Yeah, so
okay.
You'll see in a minute with the white cream type colour clay, the ink looks really nice on them. And then the little kind of like, the one I call a fishing net, I don't think it is, but that's what I call it.
A lot of these, they're kind of whatever you see them to be, because there's so many different varied shapes in them.
Yeah, and I think how you use them on a page, I think that would make it
things,
like on a C-style page. So I would just leave those to one side on a bit of kitchen paper to dry out, but they weigh absolutely nothing. So here's some that I've made both with ink and without ink. Aww. So you can put words in them. You can see those are the ones I've done. So the ones that I didn't put any colour on, what's quite nice with these is a little bit of gilding wax.
Nice. I did just showing off that pattern.
Yeah. Again. So it adds a bit of shimmer.
Gorgeous.
There you go. I didn't put it all the way over, just part of it.
A good impression that it's made, isn't it? Those
stamps, they're really
got a good relief to them. Yeah, so getting right in there.
And the little words as well. And
they're from the typewriter font ones.
Yeah, they are.
Yeah.
They're definitely my favourites. And then I am just going to use a little bit of foam tape.
And again, these are all things that you'll find on the Pink Frog brand section. Incidentally, if ever you're wanting to shop for your Pink Frog goods and we haven't got a lovely Claire here, then you can go onto the website and visit the brand section. And here, this is where you'll find those fabulous adhesive pads as well. Getting a lot of them. They're all on a roll, £24.99. And there's all sorts of goodies there as well. So it's worth having a little look at those. Obviously, at the top there, you can see the items featuring in the show today. But as you scroll through, you'll see there's all sorts of different cuts of cardstock, different styles of adhesives in there as well. And it will become your crafty pantry, and you can go there anytime you like and place your order for your goodies that way.
Last little bit of tape to come off.
Oh, isn't this cute?
And in there.
See, that makes it into a fabulous little gift.
Yeah, so if you didn't want to do it as a card, you could do it as a nice little piece of art to go on the wall. And it's light as well, so even if you're sending these, they're brilliant. So yeah.
Really good idea. Claire, thank you. I thoroughly enjoyed that. That was a lovely demonstration. I've also grabbed a few of the finished samples that we've got with that similar technique to the one that we've saw, creating your different frames. So as Claire quite rightly says, you can change the dimensions, make it into a square little project, could go onto the front of a card again if you're wanting to, or maybe go larger with them as well. I mean, this is the thing, once you know that technique, then you can go quite large with these ones. I mean, that's almost like an A4 sheet. And of course, when you've got those stamps, then you can get all sorts of fabulous effects with regards to those as well. well. So let's turn our attention to those stamps, shall we? Because we've actually got 3 different bundles to share with you. You've got your textures at number 1, which was just textures when it first came about, but then it was closely followed by number 2. So here you've got a set of 4 stamps, as you can see, with regards to these. Now, these are brilliant because they give you a lot of detail, a lot of content with regards to your design, but it's not just the stamps that you are getting, because you are also getting your cardstock. 5 sheets of your watercolour and 5 sheets of your super smooth. So it's a perfect opportunity for you to try out that cardstock if you've not used them before. Now, let me introduce some of the ways that you're going to be able to work with these as well, because these are gorgeous. When you're stamping them out, it could be that you're going down those earthy tones, going for that kind of wood tone with these. Maybe you can bring some of those bright colours in there. Well, of course, you can do either, because they work both ways. And we saw earlier on some of these being used almost like an animal print. But of course, you're starting off with those clear stamps that you can use in so many different ways. £14.95 being your price on this one, 877842. But then following on from number 1, number 2 evolved, and that's the next set that we've got for you. And I think this is a set that we did see creating the animal print earlier on. So again, similar sort of scenario where you're going to be getting your 4 stamps with your textures in there, and again your 10 sheets of cardstock, 5 of your watercolour, 5 of your super smooth. And again, we've got some brilliant finished samples, or examples, should I say. In fact, should I turn that one around that way? That might be a little easier to see. There we go. And you can see you've kind of got like a brick wall going on here as well. I think that looks almost like a stormy sky. Depends on what colours you're using. And then I've got almost like a wood slice appearing in the centre of this one, and almost like a crackle tone, all featuring within those. And of course, those fabulous stamps you're going to be able to use over and over again in loads of different scenarios. So if you like the look of that one, 505393. Again, £14.95, a brilliant price with regards to those. But then we saw Claire utilising set number, well, it's not set number 3, it's called textures, I think. Is we called it set number 3? Oh, we have called it 3. I'm having an argument with myself. But they're guaranteed to win. So with regards to this one, again, you're going to get your sets, but rather than there being just texture backgrounds and just 4 of those, you're getting a lot of content in here. So again, you've got that kind of netting that you've got with these. You've got your ink splots. You've kind of got like your cup circles from there. You've got your little scratches. There's all sorts. And again, when you start stamping these out, you can see just how useful they are going to be. Again, it comes alongside your cardstock. So you're going to get your super smooth. You're also going to get your watercolour cardstock in there. And it just means that you are ready to go with regards to these. Now, the stamps are something that Pink Frog do really, really well, and it's not the only set that they're doing that we're sharing here. You've got some fabulous kind of typewriter font sentiments and all sorts. They're all on the website, so if you're watching online, you'll be able to see them automatically at the bottom of your screen. Some brilliant reviews there. You've got 5-star reviews. By all means, do check those out. Some really popular items, a snow globe. It's not too late to create your Christmas cards, thankfully, because I haven't started mine yet. But £14.95 will get you any of those sets. So you can see very keenly priced, beautiful butterflies featuring there as well. And of course, do make sure that you're adding in your cardstock to work alongside them. Things like your super smooth cardstock, it's absolutely perfect when it comes to stamping out. And of course, our 7-day saver is a brilliant bundle to go for. So do consider that. But you can see all sorts of gorgeous things on there, featuring some of that true colour cardstock as well. And that time you can see you've got a combination between your poppies stamps as well as the cardstock there. Oh, there you go. Those are those typewriter fonts. They're always popular because they will kind of chop and change those. A few different sets of those. So if you can stretch to multiples, then I would go for them. And then, of course, you can make up your own little phrases. So look at all those reviews. My goodness, you have been busy, haven't you, leaving your reviews? And it's always useful for crafters to visit those and see what you've thought about those products as well. Right, Claire, shall we come back to you?
I thought we'd make a shaped card.
Oh, okay, right.
Because these are a great size for kind of turning them into little tags. So I've taken our 10.5 by 13, just folded it in half at 15. Okay. And now I'm just going to make sure that that very top cut line is
right. So
just...
you need it. Oh, could you bring that just back into your mat a bit? Oh, I see. There we can see now. So it's just sticking out from underneath, right? Yeah.
So it's that top one I'm worried about, and I'm just going to pop a bit of tape on, and we'll just run it through a die cutting machine.
Now it's cutting through 2 layers there, so I suppose you have to be mindful of the type of machine and also the die that you're using.
Yeah, I mean, it's quite a basic shape, and I would go through potentially there and back, and hopefully that's done it. Oh, maybe not. Oh, yes, there you go. So it did
I suppose you could almost trim it with a guillotine and a hole punch if you wanted to.
Exactly.
So,
It's not a difficult one to do, but I just quite like. So, I mean, I'm using this as a card, but it make great gift tags as well.
Fabulous, yeah.
So, but because I want to kind of emboss and things like that, I'm going to do it on a separate piece and then mat that on the front of my card.
See, that's a good tip as well, because if it doesn't always go the right way, I'm not saying that it won't go the right way, Claire. Don't judge me when I say that. But personal experience, sometimes it's good to have that bit that you can stick on if it's like a thumbs up.
Yeah. So we will use a mixture of the stamps. So this one's from Textures 2.
Oh, is that 2? It's the brick
this
wall
is the
one,
kind
isn't
of
it,
the brick
that one?
wall, and we'll just do a bit of this down one side. So every time I kind of make this card, I end up doing it slightly different, but I quite like that too. And this one is really good because if you stamp it over and over, it does kind of line up, it does match, which is really good. So it does end up looking like a full...
So you could use it on a larger piece of card then?
Yeah. Ah. And your instructions are quite good as just holding your embossing powder.
Yeah. I love that. Yeah, don't lose those instructions. But don't worry, if you've ordered previously and you've lost them, well, when you get your next set of cardstock, you'll still get those details.
So let's heat emboss that. So what I'm looking to do is just add lots of different textures, really, to this. But the copper looks beautiful on the green.
Nice, yeah. And of course, even though it's not classed as your super smooth, because it's a true cardstock, it's a brilliant base for you to do a lot of your different techniques, including your stamping.
And then what we'll do is we'll add a little bit of some of the splats and things as well.
See, these are useful because you can kind of put them wherever you need and fill in gaps.
Yeah. And I'm going to put stuff over the top of these anyway, so, and I'm going to cut the bottom of that off in a minute. But just to add, obviously that'll wipe off where the embossing powder is, but these are just so much fun to play with, they really are.
It's adding those layers of interest, isn't it?
Yeah, I'll put just a little bit of this down the side as well. This is one of my favourite ones, kind of the kind of coffee rings.
Yes.
A little bit at the bottom.
Nice that you've kind of got a couple of them together as well. So
yeah, and you've got you've got kind of like a couple of different sizes in this as well, so they just build up really. I'm going to wipe that before I get ink absolutely everywhere.
Oh, very tidy.
So. There'd be somebody at home laughing at that very loudly. I'm not the tidy person in our house. And then I'm just going to pop this directly onto the front so it'll match exactly because we've used the same die. So that'll go on there. But yeah, it does mean that, like you said, if you mess it up, it doesn't matter. And then obviously that's a little bit longer now, so we just need to trim that bottom bit off.
I love that. It's almost like you've got a foiling going on there now.
Yeah, and in my head, that's what was happening. I wanted to try and just add as many different layers and textures on this. So what I've also done is cut another tag, but I've done this. This is the ivory. Nice. And then I've just used an embossing folder, like a 3D embossing folder on that. And then...
It's a good relief that you've got on that particular cardstock. I mean, amazing.
Yeah, and that
makes this easy then.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I'm not very good at this bit. I normally get the ink where I don't want it on there.
You've got an embossing folder with good relief on there, then
Let's find a sponge. And we'll just add a bit of colour to it.
Oh yeah, that ivory definitely works well.
But the ivory just vintages up so easily, it really does.
Kind of minimal effort to get that vintage look.
Yeah. So we've got that going on there, and then we'll grab the little another tag, but we'll do this in green.
And that could be just kind of like the little kind of offcuts,
It could, yeah. I'm going to stamp it in brown. There you go. My left and right hands mixed up. There you go. And again, this is a really nice one that if you stamp it more than once, it builds up like a whole.
Oh, so it hasn't got a completely flat edge to it.
No.
Nice, yeah.
So it will just build.
Almost like a little dry stone wall or something like that.
I am going to throw a little bit of embossing powder at it, but I don't want too much. So I'm going to give it a quick blast.
Okay.
And randomly, because I really only want it in specific bits, it'll probably go a little bit more today because it's not completely dry. But just where the little speckles were, I just wanted to add a little bit of embossing powder. So the other way to do this is a quickie glue pen is great for this.
That's a good tip.
So you can emboss with that. So, like I say, this will probably stick a little bit to the ink at the moment as well, just because.
But it kind of gives it that that vintagey
yeah,
kind
but
of
I was kind of
rustic
I didn't kind of. There you go. I'll knock some of that off because I just wanted it to have a bit of a flavour of the copper on this one, not kind of just all over. Let's heat that.
Lovely, and don't forget the green cardstock comes alongside the chocolate brown that we saw being used earlier on with that fabulous little frame card. And again, you've got lots of different combinations. I will take you through many of these in a little while, don't worry. But it's worth having a little look. So before you check your basket out, if you are shopping online, have a little look at the different colour combinations we've got.
And then the other bit, so this is some of the gold card, the gold mirror card. And all I'm going to do is I'm going to use some of our alcohol inks.
Okay.
Just to add, I just wanted to kind of to have more like a greeny coppery look.
Oh, right, okay.
So.
Now, of course, you've got that combination of your gold alongside your silver Mirri H, which you've got up on your screen, but you have got that bundle where you've got your A5 alongside your A6 of your mirror card as well.
Yeah. Probably wants a little bit more green in that. But you can see I'm going to bring that one in that I've already done. I don't know whether you can see the colour.
Lovely
see the colours on it. Yeah. So it's just a way of taking things you've already got and just changing the colours a little bit. Because I just wanted something to kind of like sit behind, and I'm just going to chop into it and just layer it up. So again, you know, quite good for anything kind of
nice idea,
industrial. So I'm going to use foam pads on the back of there. And there's probably enough adhesive on these foam pads. At home, I'd probably use a little bit of glue underneath this, but for speed, I'm just going to cut a little bit more of that out. And a bit more of that out. There you go. I'll pop that there. I'm going to pop that over the top. That'll hold that in. We'll pop this one on, and we just need to add a little message over the top, and we are nearly there. But yeah, the Textures 3 just works so well with so many different things.
It's useful because you've got so many different stamps in there, haven't you?
Yeah,
quite a combination.
I did have a little thing somewhere. You know what? We'll find. Oops, try not to drop things, Claire.
That's okay. Textures 3, that's the one that you've got all those different smaller stamps in there.
Yeah.
So you've got 12 in total on there. So, of course, there are loads of different combinations and the different elements building up the different areas. So there's your dry stone wall that we were talking about. And then you kind of got your circles, your splats, all featuring within that set. And it comes with your super smooth card, 5 sheets of that one, and 5 sheets of your watercolour cardstock as well. So $14.99. You'd normally be paying that just for the stamp set. So this is a really good value bundle. It's not the only bundle that we've got like this. Don't forget to check out Textures 1 and Textures 2 as well, because if you like taking advantage of good prices, good deals, then you'll need to have a little look at those ones as well.
So I've taken one of our little paper clay hearts instead, and we're just going to pop. I've just popped a little bit of gilding wax on it to soften it a little bit.
Oh, isn't that cute?
So there you go.
Oh, Claire, thank you.
Thank you.
Isn't that gorgeous? Very effective.
So yeah, that's what I love about the texture stamps, all of them, is you can just layer them.
This is it.
And they can become that focal point of your card.
Wonderful. Claire, thank you very much.
Thank you.
I'm going to give you guys a little bit of a speedy kind of recap. It's been a very busy hour. Lots of you stocking up on goodies, including your 7-day saver, which we touched on at the top of the hour. And this is a bumper bundle of cardstock that you're getting. It's pre-cut, so it's perfect size at 10.5 centimetres by 30 centimetres. Means that you can divide and fold it to make all sorts of different fabulous bases. In fact, you get some instructions and tuition with regards to creating all sorts of different card bases, but it's that super smooth finish that you've got with regards to this one, so it's perfect for things like your stamping, your blending. Also, if you're adding your colour with your watercolours as well, then don't worry, you'll be able to utilise this one over and over again. Regularly see it being used by many of our crafters who join us here at the craft store. So £16.99. If you wanted to get hold of that, then make sure you take advantage of that before Sunday morning. If there's any stock left, it will be going up in price by a £5, so take advantage while you can. 338879. But of course, your mirror cardstock, we saw it utilised there. That demonstration, wasn't that a brilliant idea, using it as a die cut and kind of creating your own little net with it? Well, with this one, you've got two different bases with regards to these. So you've got your gold there. Now, your gold is slightly weightier than your silver tone. It's 320 GSM. Now, you're going to get 80 sheets in that particular one, and you're also going to get 50 sheets in your silver. Now, your silver is your Mirror H, slightly lighter weight cardstock with that one. So you can see you've got the fluidity of the silver one there, but then your gold has got that kind of more rigid look to it, as you can see there. 80 sheets of each of those, and don't forget, you have got the addition of the other gold bundle that we've got, which I've put in a safe place. Oh, I found it. There you go. It's not like me. I've usually lost it forever. Oh, I've actually got an extra piece in there. So with this one, what you're going to get is you're going to get your A5 pieces. So you're going to get 40 of those, and then you'll get 80 of your A6 in that bundle together. So if you really do love your gold cardstock, then this is a brilliant one to add in. You're only looking at £9.99. But if you do want your mixture of your gold and silver in your A6 sizes, then the details at the bottom of the screen are the one to go for at £10.99. To be honest, I'd be adding both in at that price. Brilliant, aren't they? So 351978 if you're wanting your larger pieces with regards to those. But what else can I tempt you with? That ivory cardstock, wasn't it amazing? Did you see how it embossed as well? Beautiful. Now, this is your true cardstock that we see from Pink Frog. So this is a little bit different, because what you know is whenever you see that true word featuring alongside Pink Frog Crafts, you know that you've got your acid and lignin-free cardstock. So perfect if you're doing your memory albums with your treasured photographs. Also means as well you've got that colour running right the way through, so no white core with these, and that gorgeous ivory tone, a very soft, very forgiving colour tone to work with in so many different ways. It's got that lovely smooth finish, and you've got the colour on both sides with regards to this one as well, so not only running right the way through, but on both sides. £10.99, 80 sheets there, as you can see. Brilliant value for money. 843954. Incidentally, we've got lots of other cuts of this particular cardstock as well, but we're concentrating on the size that we've got here because of kind of versatility, as Claire's already shown us with these. Now, this is a nice bundle. You've got your blue alongside your red. Brilliant, very patriotic, but also gorgeous colours. I mean, blue, I love working with blue and silver around Christmas time. And of course, your red from this set, maybe if you're going for the next set as well, you'll have that green in there as well. So if you're wanting this set, 667729, £10.99. Again, it's true red, so you know straight away acid and lignin free, and colour right the way through to the flip side as well. And again, same with the blue. I love that blue. It's like an electric blue, isn't it? Gorgeous. 667729, just £10.99 if you like in the look of that one. But of course, we saw the green and the brown being used in both of the demonstrations so far during this hour, and this is a brilliant one because again, they're coming together. Like these, they're kind of the colours of nature, aren't they? With your green for your leaves and your brown for your branch and the bark of your trees. But again, a brilliant combination. Again, that perfect size, 10.5 centimetres by 30 centimetres in the length. But you're getting 40 sheets of each of those again, and it's colour right the way through. That true green, that true brown. So perfect for your memory albums as well. 548397 if you're wanting those. Now, the only thing that we've left out so far, which we're going to be looking at next is that black tone cardstock. Again, it's a true black, so you know, again, your memory albums. Acid lignin free, as we've mentioned, across the way. And also you've got that true colour running right the way through. So it's perfect, again, if you're doing your fancy folds with this, you know that it's not going to crack and crease. You're not going to see any of that kind of white core coming through if you're die cutting, because it doesn't have a white core. Absolutely perfect to work with, and always a very popular one to go for. 80 sheets coming to you for just £10.99, 992 163. Now, lots of you have been shopping on the website because it's an easy place for you to shop, kind of pick up all those different things that we've been talking about. Gives you the opportunity to check out the reviews as well. And when you're shopping for a different type or different brand of product, sometimes those reviews can be very, very useful to have a little look at. So we always do appreciate you taking the time and the trouble to leave those reviews. And of course, you can check them out at any time you like. But you'll see a whole array of fabulous stars there. Sometimes you will see kind of collaborations. We've got one here with Pearly Winks alongside Pink Frog, where they've bought their fabulous sprays in 2 different combinations, and it's worth having a look at those. And then you've kind of got your basics, your bread and butter items that you will never want to be without, your EVA glue, and of course the bottles that you can decant it into. And don't forget that removable Scotch tape as well. That is so useful when you don't want those dies moving. And masket sheets as well. We saw a really clever use of those during the 9 o'clock show this morning, so you'll have to go back and watch that one as well. So we're going to head back over to Claire. We've got about 5 minutes left.
That's fine. Even if we just do the front, what I want to do is the detail on the front of this card. So
okay.
just how to build up using the different stamps, really. And to get the circles, all I do is use a little round dauber, pick the ink up, and there's your yeah.
Gosh, that's easy.
It's like, oh, I haven't got a circle stamp, or I can't find my circle stamp. You know what? We don't need it. We're fine. So just sometimes have a bit of a play. And I've tried to do this and just keep it to a couple of colours. I'm going to wipe up as I go along, else I will get yellow ink everywhere, which I probably will anyway. So there's the yellow. I am then going to use, and I'm mixing and matching, so I've got both VersaFine Clair and some Distress Oxides together, so I'll end up with slightly different finishes. But this little stamp fits beautifully around these circles.
Oh, that's a happy find, isn't it? Realising
it certainly was. So this is the Twilight one, which is kind of like a bluey colour, which is really lovely. And then I'm going to come in with the bigger splat, and I wanted this to be a little bit more gentle, so I'm using like a light grey on this one. I've managed to get a splodge, but we'll cover that up with something in a minute. That'll be fine.
Again, I mean, that result that you're getting from there, you know that you can get the same result over and over.
Yeah. These are they're just such great fillers, these stamps, they really are. Pop a bit of that up there. And you know what, again, every time I've made this card, it comes out just a little bit different.
Kind of gives it its own personality.
Exactly.
Though, when that happens.
And then this is a little bit of weathered wood. And again, if you stamp in and your inks are a little bit wet, you will get some kind of cute colour combos going on as well,
right,
just where they kind of blend into each other a little bit.
See, this looks fabulous. It's almost like you see something similar to this in a paper pad or something like that built up over layers.
The nice thing is, you know, you can do it whatever colours you want. And one more, we'll pop a bit of blue. So I love these lines. So for me, they just... I was looking at these afterwards, and they almost look like, made it look a bit, almost, not quite, but you could turn these into like Christmas baubles if you wanted to.
Yeah. And also, I'm thinking if you were to use like a glittery embossing powder, you've got a real sparkle look with those.
And then I'm just going to find, so the Thanks, which is from Typewriter Editions. I'm just going to pop this. Hopefully that's straight-ish. That's not bad.
That looks good to me.
So what I'm going to do is I'm now going to cut this in half.
Oh, okay.
And this is, so for me, it's quite nice working on it, and then cutting it in half will just give you a bit, you know, rather than trying to worry about lining it up and things like that.
Right.
If you just do it this way.
Okay.
I am just going to blot that a little bit because it's a little bit inky. There you go. I'll take a little bit of that ink off. So that was 14, so I'm just going to trim this to 7.
Okay.
It is a little bit inky, so I'm trying to, yeah, I've managed to get my fingers in it.
Oh, bless you.
That's fine. It adds to its artiness, so that's what
Doesn't
I'm going
it
to
just?
kind of tell you.
So, of
And
course,
then
that's the halfway point, isn't it,
it
between it?
is.
Ah, okay.
So what I've done here is I've taken some of the silver mirror card, and I've just used a little bit of alcohol ink around the edges because I wanted it to kind of be a little bit darker. So I've put a bit of blue around it. I'm going to pop that one on there again. I'm going to use my mat to help me line that up so it's a nice straight edge. Put this one on the other side.
Just makes that finish, doesn't it? That little touch shining through from underneath.
Yeah, and then I've got a card blank. I've scored it as per our instructions.
Ah, okay.
So I've made a gatefold card. So I've scored that at 7.5 and 22.5.
Lovely. And that's using the Super Smooth from the 7-Day Saver.
It is.
Okay.
And we're just going to pop this on here and line it up. So, yeah, I've managed to get yellow ink everywhere, but
That's
you
okay.
know what?
But you can get away with it on a card
On
of this
an
style,
yeah,
isn't it? It's kind of like an arty
definitely.
look, yeah.
So again, I'm just using my fingers this time to line it up to that side.
Wonderful.
But
Now-
you can see how
Perfect.
quick
Isn't
and
that
easy that
gorgeous?
is to do.
I love it. Claire, thank you so
Thank
much.
you.
Perfectly timed as well, because we're down to the last minute of the hour, so well done. Thank you for joining us. Thank you for your inspiration.
It's a pleasure.
When have we got a date for you to come back and join us again?
I want to say the 19th of December.
Oh, I want to say sooner than that, but I'll make do with the 19th if that's the date it has to be. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Hayley.
Now, of course, if you've got anything in your basket, now is a perfect time for you to check those baskets out. Some amazing deals, some fabulous products. I know lots of you have taken advantage of them already. Keep a note of the item numbers though, because I think you'll want to revisit some of these as time goes on, because things like your Super Smooth will become a firm favourite. But of course, you've got the opportunity to take that cut that we've been looking at, that 10.5 centimetres by the 30 centimetres, such a brilliant cut cardstock. And this one being your 7-Day Savers, you have through until Sunday morning to take advantage if stock lasts that long. Don't forget, you're going to get your instructions alongside this for all those fancy folds that you're going to be able to create as well, even including things like your memory album. So if you want a little bit of help creating your different bases, then don't worry, that will come alongside your cardstock as well. Now, anything in your basket, check your baskets out, because it's going to get busy in the next hour as well, and you don't want to get caught up with those queues. But 338 878 879 if you're wanting your 7-Day Savers. See you.